going on, guys? Today we have the Raptor lights I'm going to be installing on my 2023 Mazda CX-50. I'm going to walk through some different ways to hopefully protect these lights too from not taking in water. I know they say they're waterproof and that they're winterproof and whatnot, but we're going to get into that in the video here in a little bit too. So we're going to look inside the box here together first. So the first thing that you're going to notice when you open the box here is you're going to find 4 of these LED lights. Okay, they're all pretty much the same. I'll show you the difference between those here in a sec. And then you'll get a couple different ways to get into your fuse box here to tap into that. I don't know why they give you 2 of them, but I just use this one here that I'll show you here when I get into the fuse box too. But so they give you that, and then they also give you the wire harnessing mounts for all the lights here too, all bundled up. I should also mention that it comes with this installation manual here as well. It's pretty straightforward, but the only thing you'd really use for is where these 2 middle lights go, what position those are in. And even so, those don't really matter what position you put them in. But then on the back here, it also shows you some directions where you can plug them into and how to connect the ground and whatnot. It walks you step by step. But this is mostly in reference to the Toyota Tacoma and the Toyota 4Runner installation, so I wouldn't worry too much about this, but it is kind of helpful. But just follow along with the video here and I'll show you how to install it into your CX-50. So just to start with here, we're going to use this Gorilla Glue waterproof caulk and seal. It dries pretty quick, and I've noticed that it really does help those lights not take on any water, especially if you're going through an automatic car wash or just washing your car at home. For whatever reason, some of these lights, they claim to be waterproof, like these ones. I've never had these ones before, so we're going to test them out and see if they do work or not. For whatever reason, they advertise them as waterproof and they still take on water. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and just kind of seal off anything that I notice that I'm like, well, water could get inside the housing there or whatnot. So I just kind of put a little bead around the top here and then some more on the back here by the wires as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll get into installing these lights. All right, so to get your lights to stick to the top of the grill, which I'm gonna show you here in a sec, we're gonna use some Gorilla Tape here, some double-sided stick Gorilla Tape. I'm just gonna put a little bit right on top here, and then I'm gonna stick that underneath the grill. I'm gonna try to get an angle so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here, but we're just gonna take this, cut off a little piece here and put it on top, and then we're gonna stick that underneath the front grill. The next thing we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna take our wire mounting harnesses here to connect our lights to. And I have these heat shrink wraps here that we're gonna be putting on it like so here. And I've got 4 of them to connect them, because in the past, like I've said, and I'll show some videos here too, but my lights have been blinking and they've been going out. And when I removed these last lights, I noticed that there was some water in the housing here, in those wires. And I'm assuming that's what's causing that. So I'll leave updates in the description down below too, whether or not these lights last in the next couple months, especially since I live in a place where it is very rainy, very snowy in the winter, and there's a lot of weather. I'm gonna see if this fixes that issue. And I might honestly, just for good measure, use some electrical tape maybe on it too, just to make sure that no water gets inside these. So I'm gonna do that here, and then we'll be feeding this through the front grille here to get those lights connected and mounted. Okay, now that we've got all the lights installed and we have all that shrink wrap all around those, we're gonna find our ground right here. It just takes a 10mm wrench here. So we're just gonna take that and we're gonna get our ground right there. We're gonna connect our ground wire. Got our ground wire here. We're gonna connect that right here to this screw. Crank it up just a little bit, just enough to get this underneath there to connect our ground. Like so, and then we'll tighten that back down. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna use here is our fuse that's gonna tap into the fuse box, okay? I'm gonna have you guys go to page 6-38 and 6-39 in the Mazda CX-50 manual to make sure that you are using the right fuse for this. I'm going to be using fuse number F18 here. I'm gonna be putting in another 15A fuse in there, if you can see that right there. So it will still work, and these will be working anytime my headlights are on. These lights will be on too. Also, if you use the Mazda app, the new Raptor lights will also turn on when you start your car on there. So I'm just gonna take this here and I'm going to plug it into the fuse box here, and then I'll pull this over here and probably heat and shrink wrap that. All right, well, there you have it. That's those Raptor lights installed there for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions or anything, please leave them down in the comments. Leave a like, share with a friend. If you have someone that's interested in doing this to their CX-52, I'll leave you guys updates also as well in the comments on how these lights do. I'm hoping that that shrink wrap that I put on there will do the trick to help there not be any water that gets inside there. It was really tricky getting inside there to get those sleeves on there to shrink wrap it. I wish I could have shown you guys that, but unfortunately it didn't work out because I had to get my hands in there pretty tight, and I had a buddy come and help me here too. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I think they look great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll keep on updating you guys on what else happens to CX-50 here in the future. Thanks for watching.